Hello, gang. So today we are going to move forward in science. We've been talking about cells. So we are going to continue on a little further, and we're going to start talking about organ systems. But I think first it's kind of important for you to understand that there are other levels in between. And it's kind of neat throughout the school year in science class. We actually progress through a lot of these, and we'll talk about a lot of these topics as the year goes on. So it's kind of neat as we're starting at from a cell, a really tiny cell, and eventually we're going to be talking about the universe. So we kind of progress, from small to bigger as we go throughout the year, and I think that's kind of a neat thing. So what I wanted to do is kind of show this video because it gives you kind of a brief overview of the different levels of organization or the organization of life in biology. So let me just show this video, and then we're going to get into one of the organ systems today, and then tomorrow we'll discuss another one. So let me show you this first, and we'll go from there.
If I asked you to describe the biological levels of organization, could you do it? What would those levels be? Actually, what would be the point about caring about them in the first place? Well, biological systems are composed of many levels, and we care about them because when these levels are analyzed, it's possible to relate the levels not only to each other, but the whole system. All of our videos tend to focus on one or more of these levels, which is why we have chosen to make this video come first in our biology playlist. The first level that we are going to start with is the most basic living level that makes up all of life. It is the cell. Now, can something be smaller than a cell? Sure. For the cells that contain organelles, the organelles are obviously smaller than the cell they are contained in. Biomolecules are smaller than cells. We learn about biomolecules as they are major non-living components within cells. Atoms are smaller than a cell. You can even get smaller than atoms when considering subatomic particles. But for this video, we are going to start at the cellular level, a basic living unit. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about bacteria, archaea, fungi, protists, plants, or animals. If you're talking about something alive, you're talking about something made up of one or more cells. Now, when you have a lot of cells that are working together for a combined function, you end up with the next level, tissues. An example of tissue includes cardiac muscle tissue, which would be made up of many cardiac muscle cells. Tissues make up organs, which is our third level. You have a lot of organs in your body. An example of an organ would include your heart. When you have multiple organs working together, you end up with the next level, an organ system. Consider the digestive system. It includes your stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, liver, etc. These particular organs work together to help you digest your food and to use the food for energy that you need for all kinds of cell processes. The digestive system is just one example of an organ system. But tie in all of the organ systems, and what do you get? An individual, an organism, like you, or this platypus. He's got organ systems too. Now, if you have a lot of platypus together, what's the plural of platypus? According to dictionary.com, you can say platypi, which sounds especially fancy. And you have a population. This population of platypi can breed with each other. And they're all the same species. It's a platypi population. Great YouTube channel name right there. But include other populations such as fish, algae, and plants along with the platypi, and now you have a community. A community includes many populations, but it does not include abiotic factors. Abiotic factors are factors that are non-living, like rocks. Abiotic factors are not considered in the community level, just biotic factors. Biotic factors, on the other hand, are living. When abiotic factors are considered, such as the rocks, the temperature of this environment, the the water, and the biotic factors, such as all the organisms we mentioned before, we now have an ecosystem. Well, it turns out that many ecosystems can be found in different regions on the globe. If talking about this collectively, you are at the level of biome. An example is a desert biome or a rainforest biome. You will find desert ecosystems or rainforest ecosystems in multiple places on the globe. But when talking about a desert biome or a rainforest biome, you are considering all of these ecosystems. Now, what happens when you put all the biomes together? Well, now you are talking about the level of the biosphere. The biosphere includes anywhere on our planet where life is supported. It is the sum of all of the biomes, all the areas where organisms live. Well, we're finished with our tour of the biological levels of organization, but remember, this is just an overview. The more biology you learn, the more you will discover how these levels relate to each other and the whole system. That's it for the Amoeba Sisters, and we remind you to stay curious.
Okay, so I thought that video really broke down each of the levels so that you could see how they lead into the next one. So we've been talking about cells, and the next one is tissue, and then we go to an organ, and now we're skipping a couple there, but we're going to bump up to organ systems. So what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about two, and there are more than that, but we're going to be talking about two in particular. We're going to be talking about the digestive system, and then tomorrow we're going to talk about the excretory system. Okay, so today what I'd like to do is read page A19 to you. So please get out your science book and turn to page A19, and it says the digestive system at the top. Okay, please follow along as I read. Your digestive system provides the nutrients your cells need to produce energy. To provide nutrients, the digestive system performs two functions. The first is to break food into nutrients. The second is to get the nutrients into the blood. Then the circulatory system transports them to your cells. Digestion begins as you chew, breaking it into smaller pieces so that you can swallow it. Glands in your mouth produce saliva. Saliva moistens food and begins to break down starchy foods, such as pasta, into sugars. If you chew an unsalted cracker for a while, it will begin to taste sweet. When you swallow, food passes through the esophagus, a long tube that leads to the stomach. Gastric juice produced by the stomach contains acid and chemicals that break down proteins. After several hours in the stomach, partly digested food moves into the small intestines. Digestion of food into nutrients is completed by chemicals produced in the small intestine. Nutrients diffuse through the villi, projections sticking out of the walls of the small intestine into the blood. From the small intestine, undigested food passes into the large intestine. There, water and minerals pass into the blood, and wastes are removed from the body. Two other organs have a role in digestion. The liver produces bile, which is stored in the gallbladder until it's needed. Bile breaks down fats into smaller particles that can be more easily digested. The pancreas produces a liquid that neutralizes stomach acid and chemicals that help finish digestion. So take a look there at the picture. You can see it says, as food passes through the digestive system, chemicals break it down into nutrients the body cells need. And then at the bottom, there's another a caption that says, nutrients pass into the blood through the walls of the villi in the small intestine. Okay, so take a look there. You see where we have salivary glands in your mouth. So as soon as you start eating, your digestion starts right there in your mouth. It goes down through your esophagus, and you can see some of the other organs there: the liver, the gallbladder, the stomach, pancreas, the small intestine, and the large intestine. Okay? So, what did we just read there? The human digestive system is a series of organs that convert food into essential nutrients that are absorbed into the body and eliminates unused waste materials. So, the entire system is about 30 feet long, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Let me show you a quick video, and then you are going to work on your notes. You are going to fill out your study guide for the digestive system, and we'll go from there. I think you're going to like this one. It's a little silly and a little goofy, but I think you're going to like it.
Kids Health presents How the Body Works with Chloe and the Nerve.
I see your gallstones and raise you 4 tonsils.
Call, what you got?
Read 'em and weep, a pair of kidneys.
Well, filter my trash. Too bad for you, I have a straight set of teeth.
Arr, stupid good-for-nothing cards. I curse the day I bought you. Double or nothing?
Nerb, did you eat chili again?
That's not me, Chloe.
Help somehow!
Nerb, let's get out of here!
I can't. I'm paralyzed with fear. Chloe, wake up.
What? Where are we?
We're in the mouth, the gateway to the digestive system.
The digestive system?
Yup, it takes the food you eat, breaks it down, and turns it into energy you can use. It's trying to break us down into tiny pieces as we speak.
Ah!
Oh, don't worry, Chloe. That's why we're wearing these spiffy anti-digestive suits.
Nerb, what's this goop on my arm?
Oh, that's saliva. As soon as you take a bite of food, digestion begins. Saliva contains things called enzymes that start breaking down food immediately.
Whoa! Looks like we're in the esophagus, a tube that runs from your mouth to
The stomach!
Youch!
Oh, happy day! Food! Now we can watch it be digested.
Lucky us.
Look at the food! Look at it! Right here in the stomach. Gastric juices are starting to break it down. It's amazing!
Gastric juices?
Yes, sirree! Gastric juice isn't like orange or grape juice. Your stomach secretes a mix of acid and enzymes that start digesting the food you eat. The stomach also churns the partially digested food, turning it into a lovely, liquidy mush. Then the food moves into the small intestine. Bye-bye, handsome.
Handsome? That combo of chewed up food and gastric juices was gross.
Well, then you're gross.
Excuse me?
Whoa, you've seen this combo of chewed up food and gastric juices erupt from your own body, if you've ever thrown up.
Oh, I have seen that before.
Nerve vomit sparkles with all the colors of the rainbow.
I think it's time to move on to the small intestine.
Here we are! The first part of the small intestine is called the duodenum, and it's where liquefied food goes next. Duodenum, duodenum, duodenum. There are more digestive juices found here, like bile. Bile is made in the liver and stored in the gallbladder until your body needs it. Bile and enzymes from the pancreas break down the proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. It's here that the body absorbs the vitamins and minerals from the food.
Whoa!
Welcome to the large intestine.
Hold on. If If the small intestine does all of that, why do we even need a large intestine?
Oh, my dear Chloe, of course you need a large intestine. The large intestine has an important job to absorb water and salt.
So, what's left?
At the end of the digestive process, anything that hasn't been absorbed is considered waste, which your body doesn't need. In other words, poop.
Nerve, what's that sound?
Whoa! Whoa!
How am I going to tell my diary about this?
Just say, today me and my best buddy Nerve went on a journey through the digestive system. And we had the time of our lives.
Okay.
Okay, I know that one was a little silly, but I liked it. I think they did a good job of representing the digestive system. So what I'd like you to do right now is get your notes, and let's check what page it's on. On your study guide, it's going to be on page 14 of your science packet. So you're going to go ahead and you are going to complete the notes using your book. If you cannot find your science packet or you do not have your science packet, I have attached your notes to this assignment. So you can go ahead and you can fill it out, open it up from Google Classroom and you can fill it out. It is a doc. If you have any questions, please let me know.